Y'all remember your first fight ever, if you had one? You remember the first one you lost, if you ever lost?
Yeah.
Some people, we got some undefeated out here, so we got a couple of Mayweathers in the audience. You never know who you dealing with. That's why you gotta ask the question first, you know? Yeah, he got glasses, but hey, he 52-0, so you don't fuck with him. So, I remember the first fight that I lost. It wasn't that I didn't know how to fight. I believe he just had a better corner. I was 8 years old. I was at the Boys and Girls Club. And you ever just be, playing the air hockey, doing your thing, and you end up playing someone who wants to cheat and just hold the puck right where the goalie's at, right? And I'm like, hey man, you cheating. You just can't be blocking the whole. And I got seniority. I've been here. My membership has been stamped. I've been here way longer than he's been here, you know? I'm like, bro, you cheating. And we got into a little back and forth. And then I said this thing that I picked up from the movies. You know, I should have never said this. Hey, you want to take this outside? I don't know why I wanted to take it outside. It was an indoor problem. I don't know why you want to solve it where the problem starts right here. You know, I could have just. And yeah, he was like, yeah, let's take it outside. You know, 2 8-year-old men just taking it outside. Old fisticuffs, you know. And we go outside, and I go out like just what I remember pretty much just by myself. I'm like, I've been in fights. I'm gonna fight this dude. I'm gonna win. But he comes out with like 15 people. Like I said, he had a better corner, you know. And as we're getting to fighting and we're going at it, all the people in his corner are like, jab, swing, duck. And there was no one there to tell me what to do. And I was like, God. Got fucked up that day and never returned to that Boys and Girls Club ever again. It's your turf now. There's one across town I'm gonna go to. I guess the title of this story is I was never one to look through my girl's phone. So 2 years ago, three years ago now, I was dating this woman and I had relocated in New York. I was in Brooklyn. And things start off as they do in relationships, electric. Things are amazing, you know? And we get about 3 months into it and I noticed that there's a lot of alcohol around the house that I haven't drank. There's actually like a lot of empty cans in the bathroom. And I'm like, oh man, there's tequila empty under the bed. I ain't had none of this. But you know when you're in a relationship and your girl paying for everything, you don't really ask too many questions, you know? Like, you paying for everything. I mean, you should drink a little bit, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if you got to drink in the shower, but you got to hide it from me, you know? And then there were signs because I want to say around the end of the first month, 2-month mark, she was telling me that, you know, honey, at night I sweat in my sleep. You know. That wasn't sweat at all. You ever be so intoxicated you pee on yourself? She's sexy though, but she will pee in your bed. You gotta weigh the pros and the cons. was like, why you sweating on me for some reason? And sweat smells like urine. It's weird. And I addressed the situation, and I was looking to get her help, and it was beautiful. You ever see yourself, in a relationship, and you see yourself in this behavior where you're really trying to care and love and do all the things you can do. It's a beautiful thing, And nothing was fully getting through. And the straw that broke the camel's back, or the alcohol, the shot that broke the alcohol, well, I don't know how to put it, but whatever her drink of choice was this night is what threw me. All right, this is a turn. Y'all know how all goats make the same sound? But if you a farmer, each goat is different from each sound. Even though they all say baa, the baa. Oh, that's Gary. Gary over there. He fucking around in the feed again. Gary be fucking, get over here. Though, you could tell the bad, though, you could tell each goat from each goat, even though they speak the same language, they say the same 2 words. And just like when you're in a relationship, your girl, like your partner, your mate, And one night, as I'm smoking sometimes in the middle of the night, as I do, I hear this sound that sounds like my goat. I'm like, hold on, this is a familiar noise. That sounds like my throat goat. I know that sound, because that's Jerry by the feed again. Hey, what you? And I go out, and this girl is cheating on me.
Oh my.
With my roommate, at the time. Yeah. It was, it was horrible. Yeah, it was horrible. So I just booked my flight back to LA the next day, and my comedy career has been horrible ever since. I don't tell this story often. People look at me odd already, and we all have phases in life, Be grateful and appreciative that you can even have phases. That's a beautiful thing. What's the next phase, And I went through this phase where I was heavy into social disobedience and social justice and street, type of shit. And it was amazing, going to court and helping people keep their foreclosed homes that banks were doing fraudulent shit, and going out to the streets and helping with protest and jail support and doing all that shit. It was dope. And for some reason, I get this inclination to sell some of my possessions and purchase a megaphone in a tent. Random items. You know how there's stories in the Bible that relate to this. You don't know why you need these things. I didn't want these things, but they was calling me, I was pregnant with the idea of a megaphone in a tent. I don't know why, but I could not shake it. So they fell into my lap, actually. Both of them randomly fell into my lap. And I was like, all right, I think it's time to start the revolution. So for about 2 weeks, I would go out to Hollywood Boulevard and different areas of the city and be like, "What the fuck y'all doing?" with a megaphone. "Y'all looking at stars on the ground, wake up!" I was no different than Spider-Man and all these other fools on the street, man. They was like, "Oh, he a one-man act. He got his own thing going." And I was like, just trying to find ways to agitate and like, do some adverse type of augmented reality type of shit, right? And, obviously it wasn't working, People just see me yelling at them with a megaphone. They're like, "What the fuck is this?" I think for 1 week, I just did it in the bathrobe. That was even more crazy, I was just, "Y'all can be like me, relaxed." "Y'all choose to invest in this capitalism. Y'all fucked up." So I felt like my message wasn't getting through fully, So I took it upon myself. I always had like a plan B in the back of my mind. I was like, "Yo, if the revolution don't start this week, I'm taking my ass over here." And over here was, y'all familiar with where the Netflix building is right now? Off of like Hollywood and whatever, Bronson, yeah. Well, before it was there, that KTLA tower, radio tower was there, right? So I was like, I'm gonna be on some King Kong shit. I'm about to storm this tower with my megaphone. Yeah, basically low level, like between like activism and crackhead activities. Just like if Tyrone Biggums cared about the people, that's where my and yeah. So the following morning, I'm on the tower. And I'm climbing on the tower. I like scale past security, past the gate and all that shit. And I'm, you play enough video games. I'm like, I can do this shit. I can do this shit. Shit. How many Splinter Cells I gotta play, So I'm on the tower, I'm climbing up the shit, and a security guard comes out. And black dude, he's like, "Bro, I'm gonna get fired. You can't be up there, man. What the fuck, bro? Ain't nobody supposed to be up there." And I'm like, "Nah, fuck your job." That's why I'm over here right now. Like, you think you here to get in trouble? Come on, man. I'm thinking outside the job, I'm trying to liberate you, But I'm still a man of the people, So I feel I'm like, man, still, I'm still half stepping a little. I'm like, damn. So he basically gets me to be like, all right, maybe I can revisit my plan. It is kind of crazy. It's 9 a.m. I'm doing this. It's kind of early to be doing some crazy shit, And at this point, as I come down, and now he told me, come down, you're not gonna get in trouble. You're gonna be good. It's gonna be fine. If you come down, And obviously, as timing have it, as I come down, the police come up. See me walking with my 10 megaphone, leaving the KTLA tower, And as I get into the cop car, I think the part that even made me like 100% crazy was I seen the security guard and like some of the other people do like a fist bump. It's like, "Yeah, we got him." Man, you got me? And I went to jail for 2 days, and when I got out, I went straight back to the tower. So it's prime time now. It's like 8 o'clock at night. Now my plan isn't full because my tent and megaphone is in property. So I don't have the full razzle dazzle that I wanted to have in my production. You know how low budget film is. Y'all know, y'all in Hollywood. So I'm basically up there and no one knows that I'm up there. Like I'm just up at the top where the A is at the KTLA, and no one even knows there's nothing. I'm like, I'm supposed to get the news on this shit. And I look across the street and there was like a Denny's or IHOP before, and down below in front of the Denny's is Spider-Man looking up at me. He like, man, you mean like you, man, what you? You ain't the only one that can, climb shit. And I'm like, yo, Spider-Man, call KTLA. And about 20, 30 minutes later, the police, the news, all this shit, the fire trucks, all that shit is out there. And I'm making prime time, slowing down traffic. We got helicopters and everything, but I don't have my megaphone, Shit. And essentially, you go through the whole, if y'all haven't climbed a tower before, they do like in the movies, they do this whole like negotiation, like, don't jump. Like, nigga, I ain't jumping. I'm trying to save the people. I just had to put myself at risk to let y'all know I wanted to save everybody. And we do that for about 45 minutes. And I eventually come down, and me and the negotiator, we bonded over a Pink Floyd song as I was up there. And I'm like, you're right, man. I'm gonna shine bright. Like, I'm coming down. Came down, and it was beautiful, just like you would see it. As I'm coming down, they semi-rush me, they grab me, and as they're taking me to the cop car, the camera's right there, and they're like, young man, what did you have to say? Like, this is my time. This is my time to shine. I was like, So returning back to a state of nature, we live in a society where, especially my generation and the generation before me, has basically failed me. The generations have failed us. We gotta bring peace back, So they throw me in the cop car, camera zoom in on my face, and I'm just in the back seat of the cop car with my handcuffs, and I'm like. Actually, every holiday when I get more with my family, they do this. It's been like 10 years. Hey, Marcus. So I'm thinking, I'm probably gonna go to jail for another 2 days, a week, or whatever. I'm willing to risk that or whatever. And they don't pull into a jail. They pull into like a halfway, like an asylum, They said, this nigga crazy, man. Put him with the crazy people. I said, nah, I was trying to save the people. Nah.
Have our mental evaluation people look at him and see what kind of charges.
So yeah, they threw me in a little hospital, and soon, I was like the following morning, I was there for 7 days. But the first morning, I met like all the other patients, and the first thing that they said was like, we knew you was coming here last night. Yeah. Yeah, they watched it on the news. So my message did get out, Thank you. My name is Stephen Marcus Relaford.